All right, you guys ready?
Yeah, I was waiting on Summer. I didn't even see you.
All right, this is the first annual North-South Barbecue Bowl between CSU and Gardner Webb. Used to be Gardner Webb and Campbell, but Michael Causey here has brought the game to the Bucks. So excited to play for a trophy. Got to protect the sauce and protect the boss, is what we're saying. The president of the other university is to, serve the barbecue to the other team. Keith is, Dr. Faulkner and I have talked, and he's excited about this week, and he wants to be consuming and not serving. So, but there you go. Exciting week for our guys, to play in a rivalry game against the team that is obviously, our last, Big South, true Big South opponent. So,
I mean, you two are the original Big South teams, I guess.
Sure.
And now you're the only Big South teams in this conference. Do y'all feel, is there, I know you're rivals, but is there a little kinship there, because you go back so far and you're the only two that hung around?
Yeah, I think it's, there's, every time I've ever been a part of a CSU Gardner Webb game, which I've been part of a bunch of them, it's always been close too. It's always been back and forth. It's a short trip. You end up recruiting a lot of same guys and different things like that. So at the same time, it's a good rivalry and something that gets added to based off the trophy here. And but sure, there is a bond between the two schools. Being the last two Big South schools, being two universities that are trying to promote Christ and faith. So I think there's some similarities there.
How important is it to have something to play for at this point of the season, with this, as rough as it's been the last few weeks, to have something that these guys can focus on, even if it's just a rivalry, championship, for just going forward for this week?
Well, I think our guys have continually kind of answered the bell for us. What I'm saying, and we've really just tried to take it 1 week at a time. But it does. It is exciting to have something on the line other than win or loss. But we're literally just trying to keep our guys getting better, improving, buying into each other, and man, they're playing so doggone hard, trying to create opportunities, win the ball games, and did a lot of great things I thought last week, especially in the second half, to kind of respond. And put ourselves in a chance to get the lead, obviously at one point, and then retake the lead, but we weren't able to do it. But certainly, a little trophy and sauce is going to help us work hard.
The pick two is exactly how you drew it up, right? It's exactly the call that you made there.
Yeah, we really were anticipating that happening. 106-yard. Lateral fumble return down our sideline. Mike Welch, our defensive line coach, incredible hurdle over one of their players that spilled out of bounds. But just really heads up by Jacoby to first of all to execute the defense right, be in the right place, pick it off. But then also, hey, when I'm getting tackled, down there on the 6-yard line to find a jersey, that or someone that looks like one of his teammates to try to lateral it, and then. Steve Zykowski with a little, I don't know what you want to call it, kick save or something to Champ Brantley to get it in the end zone. I think Champ probably ran, probably 110 yards because he was in the back of the end zone when the ball got picked off, and really on about the 25 when we pitched it. So, just part of our mindset, hey, good things happen to you when you run to the ball.
The other than the Richmond game, your defense Saturday was the first time they really got kind of pushed around in the first half. I know they were great in the second half and they forced a lot of punts, but what was the? I don't want to say pushed around, but they gave up 200 yards.
They ran the ball on us.
Yeah.
And I think
which people haven't done.
No, and so I think we went in at halftime and just kind of got things settled down and just challenged the guys and said, hey, look, clearly. They're trying to run the ball down our throat, and we're allowing it to happen. And so I don't know that we changed schematically all that much. It was just we, kind of settled into our mindset. And, hey, let's knock them back and stop the doggone run. And you know, we had several 3-and-outs after that, and created the big red zone turnover as well.
What's kind of the quarterback situation now? I mean, is Zoltan up in line for maybe a red shirt? And Rob, like, is Caleb your guy going forward? Like, how is it all kind of settling out numbers-wise now?
Well, I think it's just all based off of health right now, to be honest with you. You know, just where Zoltan is health-wise, you know, it's the right thing to not play him. And then we'll find out, see how we practice today with Rob and Caleb. You know, Caleb has stepped in and made some big plays for us. So he's making the most, I think, of his opportunity. I think there's certainly some plays and throws he wish he had back, but so it's just, this is where we are health-wise, and it's not that we're disappointed with anybody. It's just the wear and tear of the season.
Do you have to worry? Do you think about redshirting thing just because of the record right now, or in this day and age with the portal, you can't even think about redshirting?
I think I think it just comes back to the health. You know what I'm saying? The reason I think Zoltan hasn't played is because he just hasn't been healthy enough to play, and it's been the right thing to do for him to not play him and approach it as a redshirt year. But he's done a great job of just being locked in and focused. And, I always think, irregardless of the portal, the right thing is the right thing. So that's how we're approaching it.
Looking at Gardner Webb themselves, what is kind of the biggest challenge that they'll present Saturday?
Well, I think their defensive line is really good. They got this big nose guard, Marquise Black, transfer from Western Kentucky. He's a problem, and I think they do a good job of mixing things up on third down and creating some chaos. And then they continue to improve. Like, you can see them getting better week to week on offense. I think Chris has done a good job of creating a roster that's been highly turned over. I think he's got something like maybe 50 plus new players. So I think they're, like any team with that many new guys, they've kind of had to gel as they've gone, and I think they're playing their best football right now. It's going to be a great challenge for us.
Mustard or vinegar based barbecue?
We're Carolina Gold. That's what we're defending. That's so it's how we do it here.
You talked a couple weeks ago about making sure the guys keep looking forward and just staying focused on what's ahead of them. As the season goes on, how difficult is it for the coaches to make sure they keep doing that and stay focused on just what's left this season?
Well, I think, it's just about doing what's right, and it's about our team having that mindset. Doesn't matter if it's going to math class or if it's going to practice and, practicing hard. The adversity in life is, it's just a fact of life. I always say, life is probably full of more, turmoil and losses than it is wins. So we got to be able to respond and react the right way. And this is a great example of that. But it's also, hey, look, we got to live our life to the Lord's standard. Hey, blow up the scoreboard in your mind. Forget your, throw the record out, and hey, let's just go play 4 quarters and play one play at a time. So I guess the best answer to that, Kevin, is just simplify, and boil it down to the small things, the details.
You got off to a pretty good start Saturday against Tennessee Tech. Actually, they came back in the second quarter. Mm-hmm. What do you all need to do now to kind of get it into the win column?
I think it's just, we got to finish, the game. And we had opportunities there at the end of the game to take the lead, and, we just, for whatever reason, weren't able to convert or execute, and our, the care and the way our guys respond at halftime, but also at the end of the game, and they're playing their hearts out, and they continue to answer, the bell, and so we expect them to do the same thing, and it's about just managing those critical moments and being steady, breathing, and making plays.
Do you when you're in a situation like this, and you as a coach haven't been in a lot of these situations because you've been very successful, but don't players at this point play because they just love football? Because guys come out on Monday and Tuesday in practice, and they're there. They don't see 1-6 or 1-7. It's football, and that's what they do. I mean, isn't that a big part of it? It's just they love the game.
Yeah, I think it's 2 things, and it's something that we said to the guys after, or I said to the guys after the game. There's a lot of thieves of your joy, right? And obviously, losing is an incredible thief of those things, but you can't let it number one, steal your love for the game, but you also can't let it steal your love for your teammates. And so you have to have both. I think, because sometimes if you love the game but you don't love your guys, I think you kind of play selfishly. And we continue to ask these guys to be unselfish and to do things, to sacrifice, and they continue to do that. So I think it's the mix of, yes, we love football and we love competing, but we also love the guy in the locker room beside us.
Caleb is, like you said, he's made some good plays, and there's a couple we'd like to have back, especially in the throwing game. He's a pretty good runner, but he doesn't run a lot. Are y'all trying to not let him? You don't want to get him hurt, or is it just not?
None of it's by design.
It's
You know
just
what I'm
not
saying? There's no. We're just calling offense. You know what I'm saying? And trying to take what's there. And so within the quarterback run stuff, some of it was just, hey, these are better plays for us than some of these quarterback runs. So it hasn't been anything intentional. I thought he made actually a couple plays with his legs on some scrambles within the game. It's not that we're got this deal where we're not trying to get him hurt or anything like that. We're just trying to put him in opportunities to be successful and use our weapons the way we feel like they need to be used.
Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.